Good evening and welcome to the Society, our weekly Vaesen RPG campaign. My name is Loki and I will be your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this, the second episode of Chapter 4, and I hope that we delight, fright and intrigue you with mystery and adventure. So without further ado, let's meet our cast. Ta-da! Take it away!
Hello everyone, I'm Dan, also known as Divin Inc., and tonight I'm playing Dagmar Eriksson the Vagabond.
I'm Mike, I'm playing Maximilian Fjellbach, the paranormal investigator.
I am Jack, I'm playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton, the officer.
Hi, I'm Charlie, I'm playing Lily Holstein Romanoff, the socialite.
We have a number of people we would like to thank for all of the resources and contributions they have provided to tonight's episode. The links should appear in the Twitch chat or in the details below if you are catching up on our YouTube.
Our virtual tabletop tonight is the incredible Roll20, featuring their dynamic lighting feature, inbuilt character sheets, and virtual dice roller. Go check them out at roll20.net. In addition, our battle maps were created using Dungeon Fog and all the amazing assets there.
Character art was created by the extremely talented Shusha, who you should go and check out on Instagram at ZshuShaUK. That's ZSUZSAUK. Our game tokens and dice roller tokens come from the Vaesen RPG rulebook by Free League and from the amazing artist Johan Egerkrans.
The music and ambient sound throughout the stream come from Tabletop Audio and Kevin McLeod at Incomptech, all provided via the Roll20 Jukebox. You can check both of these amazing artists out via their website on tabletopaudio.com and incomptech.com.
Hey! We made it through! Let's go straight over to the intro! Bam! And we are back from our intro. Sorry,
you again so
while
much.
you guys have had the intro video, we've been talking. We're just having too much fun over
Yeah.
here. Far too much fun. Let's recap on our previous session. So, chapter 4, session 1. So last week, was it last week? I'm saying last week. I could be lying.
It was last week.
We began our rather exciting mystery aboard the Trans-Nordic Express, a luxury train that travels from Christiania in Norway all the way to Russia and back again. However, within the first few hours of being aboard, the owner of the train, one Magnus Samuelson, is found dead in the restaurant car. Luckily, there is a doctor aboard the train who has determined that the cause of death is suspicious, and therefore an investigation has begun aboard the train as to whom the murderer may be. Our brave adventurers, joined by one Lily Holstein Romanoff, ask a few questions around the joint. Deciding that it is probably now time to head to the sleeper car for some rest and maybe to question some other guests who are already there, our brave souls arrive at the viewing car where something rather ominous is occurring. A strange purple light diffuses in through the windows, filling the carriage with this strange but ominous aura. At the very far end of the carriage lies the magnificent Hugo Björnsson, face down, half on the floor, half on the raised cushion section in the middle. Floating above the magnificent Hugo Björnsson is a strange and somewhat terrifying creature. It is the size of a small child, and it utterly defies gravity. It looks starved, as if skin had been draped over bones. Eyeless sockets filled with a strange ethereal light gaze over at our investigators as they open the door. And I should bring everybody... Bring you into here. Bring you all over to here. Bring you over to here.
Ah.
And then zoom out slightly. Et voila! The strange creature that floats over the magnificent Hugo Björnsson looks like this. I've just popped the token up a little bigger, so hopefully everyone can see. And it just looks up at you all with eyeless sockets, a strange and ominous light coming from its skull. Everyone had a fear test that Dagmar, you're the only fail of the fear test.
Wow, what a way to get my self-esteem going on this episode.
Rigged.
You start the episode already afraid.
I think it was rigged.
As you gaze over at this creature in shock, all four of you, I might add, clearly seeing this otherworldly being, it drifts towards you lazily, as if floating through the water. Slowly it approaches.
Question,
Yep.
do I recognize this?
Now I've got to panic and try and remember everybody. That is a good question.
I believe the same question for all of us, really.
Yeah. If any of you had to guess,
It's a Vaesen.
it's a ghost. It fits all of the descriptions of ghosts that you've ever heard in like tales and stories and seances and the like. It is ever so slightly see-through, as if it's not entirely there. And so all of you would immediately kind of think, this is a ghost. Some sort of spirit.
Does it resemble a ghost I have seen in the past?
No, it doesn't.
Is it just... How does it look? As in, does it look like it's got malicious intent as it comes towards us, or
No,
is it...
it drifts lazily as if it was it just sort of just drifts very slowly towards you. Horrifyingly, it doesn't just float, it like claws its way through the air as if it was like dragging itself over towards you all. It stops not far from all of you, and it lazily sort of bobs from side to side.
Dagmar's gonna kind of back into the corner, having pulled out a sunstone from their pocket, just muttering very quietly to themselves, ripped with fear, not being particularly coherent at this stage. Just cradling their stone, rubbing it gently.
Lieutenant's stiffened up slightly at the size of this, and he's got his hand on the hilt of his sword, not drawing it, just holding it more for himself for reassurance that he knows that it's there if need be, if it's going to do any good in the first place. He doesn't even know. His eyes are going to dart between Max and then Lily, so you can see that Lily can also see this thing, and just kind of nod his head. Right, Lily can obviously see this.
Having seen the Colonel also sort of catch eye and have that sort of weird conversation that you have between unspoken words, I'm going to look at this ghost and go, do you understand us?
It gasps in surprise. The sound like the last breath leaving a dying body. And it looks to all of you with its eyeless sockets. And then it says, "You see me."
Yes.
Then you must help me.
With what?
Help me. The carriage judders slightly, and in the juddering of the carriage, the lights flicker off, and you are plunged into darkness for a second before the lights flicker back on again, revealing an empty viewing room. Barring the body of the magnificent Hugo Björnsson.
DM, sorry to be a pain. Does he look dead, or does he look like he could be
You're not
unconscious or something
sure.
like that?
He's laying at this really awkward angle where, like, his feet are on the floor, but he's partially on the, like, cushioned bit in the middle.
Okay. Lily will take some tentative steps into the room look round and make her way towards Hugo just to see whether he's actually still alive or not.
And the Colonel will do the same.
I will need to garner from you a medicine check. You'll have a +1 because there's sort of two of you working together.
Okay. I don't know what your medicine check is like. Mine's a 0. Bodes well, doesn't it?
Mine's a 0, but I've got a +5 because of precision.
Oh, I've got with precision, then that's +3. So do you want to roll with the extra +1? I mean,
Go for it. I mean,
You could
what-
give Jack
words I can
15 dice.
I've got faith.
More than we do.
I've got faith!
I've got extra dice.
Yay!
See?
I want to thank all of them for the rest of the session. Thank you.
Yeah! Nice! Nice. Okay. So, you cannot find a pulse.
Seeing Dagmar kind of cowery in the corner, I'm gonna make my way over. Not say there is no Dagmar, only Zool.
Are you
But-
the keymaster?
I am the gatekeeper.
And
But instead, I'm gonna take out my crystal ball, and I'm gonna show them that I have one too, and I'm fine, and you'll be fine.
Dagmar's sort of calming down a bit now that light has gone and things, but there's still kind of like a little bit of soft rocking backwards and forward, just occasionally. Max can just hear Dagmar muttering the occasional words like "happening again," "Oscar."
Also,
When will it end?
it wasn't a ghost.
It wasn't a ghost.
No. Ghosts are more ethereal, and tend not to speak to those who do not wish to speak to them. That, I believe, was a Vaesen. What type? No idea.
Pearls of wisdom.
But you
Dagmar
are
still
fine.
needs a minute.
Would you like? Oh, I would say, would you like a tea? But that's 3 carriages back, and my legs are tired.
Dagmar's got a bottle of liquor in their bag. Just going to take a big stiff drink out of that.
You alright if I go and join the others?
Yes, I'm fine. I'll be right behind you. I just need a second.
Take your time. There's lots of cushions if you wanted to sit down. Max is gonna.
does this... Sorry.
It's fine. I was just gonna say Max is just gonna make his way up to you two.
Jim, does Hugo's look the same as Magna? As in, very gaunt, blood.
Yes. Yes. The magnificent Hugo Bjornsson is unnaturally pale and has a look on his face that can only be described as raw terror.
I'll look up at Max as he approaches. Max, your input here would be invaluable.
Yes?
What the fuck was that?
Vaesen, I believe. What type? Not sure. Not come across those once before.
Yeah, I guess Vaesen, Max. I was hoping you had more insight into which one. And
Well-
as to maybe why it seems to have scared Hugo to death.
I don't believe it did. Otherwise, we'd all be dead. But the more pressing question: who are you, and how do you know how can you see them? As he looks at Lily.
I have told you, I am Lily.
but you were able to see the creature, yes?
Yes.
GM, very quickly, because I can't remember if we've covered this in chapter 1, 2, 3, or 4. Do we know we are Thursday's children?
Yes.
Lush.
Yes. Thursday's children is like the term, like the folk old wives' tale term that's used for people who can see the other world.
Lush. But were you born on a Thursday by any chance?
I believe so. That is what my mother always told me.
Have you ever been able to see anything that others have not perhaps perceived properly to their being in their area?
My mother always told me that I had a wild imagination, and it was just things I used to make up as a child. It has been many years since I have seen these things again.
Max is
Okay,
going to take out his
useful.
crystal ball. He's going to look at her through it like, are you real? Like,
The colonels want to see Dagmar coming down the cart, seeing that they are still about settled with this. And Lieutenant goes, I feel the rest of the cart should be notified. If you two would stay here and investigate, I believe I'll take Dagmar myself to inform the guards so they know where we are and they don't start blaming us if they just walk in.
As you finish
Is there,
saying that, the sound... Dagmar, you hear the doors, like the intercarriage doors, open and click shut behind you. And a figure clothed completely in black, with a balding head and white beard, comes into the room, turns around and looks at you all. And he just sort of nods at you, Dagmar, that kind of like, you know, that quiet, genteel kind of nod of hello, as he begins to kind of walk towards you and into the room. And then that's when he sees the other end of the carriage. And he gasps, clutching at his robe. And he says, What is going on here?
please come no further. There has been another murder. Could you inform somebody?
What have you done?
It wasn't us.
But man, if you could go forth and tell the guard.
He kind of backs away at kind of looking at you, and he repeats himself like, What have you done? And then he kind of turns and flees the carriage, the doors clicking quietly behind him as he changes carriage.
If Sue would look more guilty, it's better to stay here.
Indeed. Best to wait for the guard. I need some time.
I've kind of purposely hovered where that spirit creature disappeared. Is there anything in the vicinity here? Any markings, anything dropped? Any evidence of something being there?
Ooh, give me an investigation
Investigation.
Yes, investigation. You get a
No
+1
modification.
modifier.
Ooh.
You do.
Ooh.
Don't question it. Just take it.
You said it, can't take
Boom.
it back now.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Right below where this creature was sort of hovering when it spoke, right below, there is there's like a little stain on one of the cushions, as if something had like dripped, like a couple of drops had fallen onto this cushion, and it's kind of stained them with these, dark circles.
Like, are they? What color is this stain?
It's just sort of darkened the red of the cushion,
As if it was wet,
as if it was wet.
and it's
Oh,
only the
pleasant.
cushion.
Hmm?
And it's only the cushion.
It's only the cushion right underneath where this creature was floating.
If I was to pick the cushion up and give it a good sniff, does it smell of anything?
It does. It smells like a heady perfume. But it is not. It's not crafted in that way. You can smell it's like a cacophony of fragrances, but they haven't been layered with one another. They haven't been curated or crafted for the smell or the scent. It is like a hodgepodge of like fragrant oils. So it's not perfume, it's something else.
I'm
Get
guessing
with you.
I'm probably not familiar with this stuff, or not familiar with what the creature might be, or if there is any linkage.
No, you're not sure if there is a link between the two of them, but you feel quite certain that what you saw is a spirit. You've seen a spirit before, and this looked very similar. Different, but very similar. Like it was the same. Well, this is the spirit of someone else.
Sorry, Jim, can I just investigate Hugo, see if he's got any letters on himself or anything like that? Specifically, I'm looking for his invitation.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Give me an investigation check. Okay.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Did you just say something's wrong?
I succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? What's happening? I've rolled the dice and I've succeeded
Something's
more than
happened.
once. You find a couple of things on the inside pocket of his like suit jacket. They are all in envelopes. 3 to be precise. And they are all addressed to Hugo Björnsson. One, you recognize the kind of handwriting of the address as it matches your invitation. But the other two, you don't recognize. Although one of them? There's something about one of them. Like, as if the handwriting was a little familiar. But you can't quite put your finger on it.
I will pocket all 3 envelopes because I know at any point now the guard's going to come through and I don't want to be seen looking through a man's pockets.
Max is going to sit down on these cushions, just put his head in his hands, kind of be like, oh no, what's happened in the room kind of thing, rather than real. So that when the guard does come in, it looks like we found a body.
Oh, fair. Okay, curate your, like,
disbelief and horror and shock, yes, yeah.
The door swings open after a few minutes and the guard comes galumphing in, really. And he says, "So what's going on in here?"
We were on our way back to our sleeping quarters. And he's dead. It's the same as what happened in the other cart. He's dead. Eyes open, skin white. It's the same as the other. It's like we're being hunted one by one.
Did you see what happened?
No, he was already dead when we came in.
Did you see anyone leave?
I wish we had. Because if we had, we'd have thrown something at them. We'd have something for you, but there is nothing. Naught, I tell you, naught.
Well, I've got Bishop out there saying he thinks it's you lot.
That's because we asked him to come and get you, but I think he was in disbelief and shock as well. But at least you're here now. We didn't want to run after him and...
And why should I believe you? You've been found with another body.
Have the doctor examine him.
And I'm sure the doctor will find the same as with Magna. Except you're the last one seen hovering over the scene of the crime.
It's because we're the ones that found him.
Give me either manipulation or inspiration. Ooh, Jesus,
Oh, which one's better? Manipulation. They're exactly the fucking same.
I do. Fabulous.
I'm going to use inspiration just because I am actually telling the truth. I'm not trying to manipulate him.
Observation.
Damn it.
Oh, no, I don't mean that. Oh, now what have I done? Now, come on now. Thank you. Okay. He looks at you with... a rather sharp and calculating look. And you feel a very strong sense that you kind of get that really strong sense that he is like he's really trying to read you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of snorts a little bit and then nods and says, All right. I believes you. Or at least, I ain't as suspicious as I was.
Good man.
Now, I need you to tell me everything. What did you see? What did you hear? The smallest details can often be the most important.
When we first came into the carriage, the lights flickered on and off in an odd way. It must have been a break in the cable somewhere.
He pulls out like this little notebook that he flips open, pulls out a pencil from his other pocket, licks the lead and begins to scribble everything you say down.
Mm-hmm. The lights flickered on and off. We saw Magna at the other end. We had met Lily in the adjoining part on our way through. When we all came into the carriage, we saw Magna at the other end, laying weirdly.
You say you saw Magna at the other end?
Yeah, that is Magna, isn't it?
No, it's Hugo.
Oh, okay. Hugo.
Hugo.
Yeah, we saw the dead guy laying
Yeah.
at the other end. The other dead guy, yeah. We saw Hugo laying at the other end, but laying weirdly.
Weirdly? What do you mean by weirdly?
The way that he looks right now.
I see. Anything
My-
else?
My friend, the Colonel, and Lily approached at first to check to see if there was a pulse and if there was anything that they could do. I believe they'll be able to help you further on this part because myself and my compatriot here stayed further back.
Any strange smells or sounds?
The train's brand new, it all smells weird. But sounds-wise,
Jim, as he, because I'm guessing I can hear him from here, I will just, the Colonel does just shoot like a slight sniff into the air to see if he picks up any smells. Because it's very odd for him to specifically say that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I pick up a whiff of anything?
There is like the faintest smell, and it's something that you just wouldn't notice. You're on a luxury train surrounded by high society. Everyone's wearing perfume or cologne or everyone is wearing fragrance. So everywhere you've been, it's been sort of varying levels of intensity of, fragrance. It isn't until the guard says any strange smells that all of you are going to realize that you can very faintly make out like the smell of almost like not quite incense, but it's got that kind of fragrance of like wood and like resins, like almost like church incense, but more so, with even more smells like layered on top of one another. But it's ever so faint, like you just wouldn't have even noticed it unless someone had kind of asked you if you could smell something.
Quick question before Dagmar chips into this conversation. Having noticed a stain on the cushions, can I just sanity check the cushions all around to check that they're not all stained in the same way to make them smell nice?
Yeah, they are not. It is just that one cushion that you can see that has the
blobs.
What you assume is some sort of oils on it.
I'm gonna pick that cushion up and just explain that something has been clearly spelt on this. It's got a very varied and rich aroma to it, almost like smelling oil or a scent, but I don't know why. I'm gonna hand it to Max in the sense of I found it right here, making it quite distinct.
You're like, this very spot right here. Wink, wink.
Yeah. I don't suppose you're familiar with that smell and or anything it might be linked to in an odd circumstance such as this?
You're passing that to myself.
Yes.
I shall give it a good whiff. Am I
Whiff away.
familiar with the smell, with the sniffings?
Give me a learning check.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, don't forget, before you roll, we have carried over 2 helps from last week.
Oh, I'll take a
That
help.
helps.
I'll add a +1 if that's all right.
For it.
Nope.
Oh, you absolute shitbag.
Jack, you passed your dice over, darling.
It wasn't intentional. It's just kind of one of those things that Roll20 just kind of grabs. I've just corrupted this one code, and it's now just going between us.
You're just a bugger.
Max, it is. There's just so many different smells in it that it's difficult to make just like each one of them out. So you're not really sure what it is.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sure it's kind of like pinging a memory somewhere, but I just can't get it.
What about you, Detective Inspector Train Guard? Any idea what this might be?
He comes over and reaches out for the cushion. Do you hand it over?
Currently with Max.
I pass it over.
Okay. He takes a sniff of the cushion and he just sort of... You see his eyebrows furrow. And then he begins to write notes in his notebook. You hear the opening and closing of the train doors again, and you see the doctor and a young lad come in through the door. And he says, somebody said that there had been another incident. And the guard turns and looks at him and goes, "Aye, other end of carriage." And he
Either that or the magnificent Hugo is doing the best trick of all time.
Doctor, the doctor doesn't register, but you see the train guard kind of smirk a little bit at you. Before he then schools his face so it becomes serious again.
The colonel will move to one side to allow Thomas to walk past.
Yeah, he bobs down and begins to kind of investigate Hugo.
Agma's going to grill the guard, having seen him making some nice frantic notes. With you clearly at least have some idea what this might be. Is this related?
Actually, I ain't got a clue what this is. I've just written down smelly blobs on cushion. My old tutor isn't really the best at smells, but it could be connected. We don't know what's causing the deaths.
Pipe smoker.
Aye. For the
Thought
longest
I could
time.
smell it.
For the longest time.
The colonel likes cigars.
A discerning palate. But
I
I
just
haven't
like
got...
smell the smoke.
Well, I haven't got the coins for cigars, and my pipe will do me just fine. Is there anything else? You, madam. And he points over at you, Lily. Do you have anything else that you noticed? Even the smallest detail might be a clue.
I'm afraid not. Seeing yet another dead body does nothing for myself. I am sorry. It was just so overwhelming seeing Hugo laid on the floor, dead.
Oh, I see. And he looks at you, Max. Maybe you should find another carriage to maybe sit down and collect yourselves.
That is a great idea. I do feel that I could use a hand in which to get there to keep me steady upon the train.
Do you know if the bar is still open, Inspector?
It is indeed, yes.
Perfect. Come this way, lovely. I shall escort you to the bar. We'll get ourselves a stiff drink. Dagmar joining?
I heard drink. I'm in.
Colonel, are you okay? Will you join us shortly?
I will lean down to Dr. Thomas and say, Doctor, is there anything I can assist with at all, or is this beyond my expertise?
Well, actually, now that you've said that, there is something that you might be able to help me with. We've brought one of the young lads from the kitchen to help me move the body. Your assistance in that matter might also be very appreciated.
I can indeed help with that. I will turn back to Max and everyone and just be like, I will be along shortly.
Hey, sir. See you soon.
Thomas, before I go, maybe you could cast your nose upon this pillow, see if anything rings a bell. I know you are a dear at being able to spot these unusual sort of things. Hopefully you might know and be able to help the guard.
Sure, of course. And he walks over. The guard hands you the cushion, Lily.
Thank you. And I hand it to Thomas and say, there we go.
He sniffs at the cushion and says, "No, I've got no idea what that is. What a strange smell. Rather odd fragrance."
Oh, that is a shame. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Thank you, Thomas, as usual. Always so helpful.
He hands the cushion back and walks back and returns to Hugo.
I hand the cushion back to the guard.
And he takes it and he heads... he's about to walk away. He stops and he turns and he looks at all three of you and he says, "If you remember anything, even the smallest of details, come find me.
You'll be the first that we find.
Any time of day or night, you remember something, come find me." And he heads down to Thomas, Hugo, and the Colonel.
Did he bring the cushion with him by chance?
He has.
Good man. Do you mind if I have a sniff? As everyone else seems to have had a chance.
Let's all have a go.
Everyone sniff it.
Out
I
of
haven't
interest,
sniffed it.
I'm actually interested. Does it smell like frankincense?
It's very difficult to tell because there is such a... It's such a calamitous concoction of smells.
Yeah.
That it's almost impossible to try and break each one of the smells apart.
Okay.
And not all of them smell like sort of natural. Like there are a few, like there's a couple of almost like acridy chemical like just at the like in the depths of this whatever it is.
Yes.
I shall carriage swap you.
It appears suppose my years of cigar smoking have also dimmed my nose.
Bagman's going to turn to these two here and just say, let's grab one of these carriages and just collect our thoughts.
Absolutely.
Okay, which one? This one? I'll open the door. Boop.
So I've walked out unsteady from the other carriage, but as soon as the door was shut, I instantly went back to Norman Walkley? Walking normally. Yeah,
Somebody's been on the booze this evening.
if only. Just that's a can of Coke.
Do we have a Dagmar with us?
He's
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in the
they've
carriage.
gone. They're in the carriage already.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
They're all the way in there.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-da, bum, 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 bum. Go sit next to Dagmar and close the door.
Okay.
I need some time alone with the bodies.
Dare I ask why?
Sometimes after a traumatic death, the spirit lingers near to the body, and they're the only people who know what killed them.
Do you not think it was that spirit that did it?
It didn't strike me as malicious. Otherwise, like I said, we'd have all died.
But it has to be linked. Sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because no one... We didn't see anybody kill Magna. We were all in the same room.
As I sit here thinking about what's happened, I run through my mind. Do I remember smelling this sort of incensey type scent where Magna was killed in the dining cart? Or is it just related to this location?
Good question. Come to think of it, you do think that the dining car smelt the same. But you're not... you can't be 100% sure.
This may sound a strange question, but given the circumstances, I think most things sound strange on this train at the moment. But that smell in the observation, that underlying tone, it was familiar, like I'd smelt it before. I'm not sure though. I think it was around Magnus and his death. Did either of you notice that? Or is it just the whole thing just playing tricks on my mind?
I don't believe I had noticed.
Neither
However,
did I.
I wonder if this being could be a herald of sort.
A herald?
Yes, we've come across a couple of these instances where sometimes people are bad to each other, and it has upset the natural balance of things somehow. This could be a creature related to something to do potentially with the train. It may even be bound. And that's why it was asking for help. It could be indeed causing the deaths, but at the behest of somebody else. And because we could see it, it was asking for our help. Somebody could have it imprisoned on the train. And Max kind of like just goes down this kind of like, oh my goodness, like kind of route of like a genie almost kind of. It's bound to somebody's service. We need to help it.
How do you unbind a spirit?
We throw the person off whilst the train is moving. But generally, there would probably be an item. It could even be something as silly as a bone.
I have not seen anything like a bone.
It would be concealed upon somebody's person if they wanted to keep it close to them. Dagmar. Darling. I have a feeling we may require your talents.
My talents. Which talents are you speaking of? My ability to drink, my ability to my ability to steal, or my ability to identify when someone's concealing a bone?
Slippery fingers, I think. Is that the term? Or is it sticky finger? I never remember. I
often find it depends on the circumstance, but either could be applied.
If we are able to possibly identify the person to whom it was related, or maybe related to, then perhaps you could have a feel about that person?
We've established that we are no longer playing Hide the Sausage. We are not trying to find another sausage.
It could be
There is
a bound
no more.
sausage.
There is no more.
No.
Like,
No.
there's no more.
The game has evolved. Last week, Hide the Sausage. Today's game, this week,
Find the
who
bone.
has a bone.
Fondle the concealed bone.
With slippery fingers.
With slippery or sticky fingers. Yeah. Either which.
It's too much. It's too much.
However,
It's
first of all, we would need to know who had a problem with them both.
It's possible. In the right circumstance, I might be able to try and find out, or at least get some more information. But we need a suspect. I can't just sneak up and start going through the belongings of everyone on this train.
Absolutely.
Can I bring to everyone's attention that the priest character?
Mm-hmm.
I
don't
think
like
I've
him.
ever heard him speak before.
No. He hasn't said anything since being on the train, really, other than... Is he clutching his Bible, GM?
Yes.
Yeah. Other than clutching his Bible, it could be worth checking to make sure whether he has one of those rose symbols.
It's a good idea. I'm suspicious that he appeared very quick to accuse us of something, when previously being very uninvolved in the last death.
However, he could have just been heading to bed. Just to play devil's advocate.
Don't say that word around him.
We cut to the viewing car where the Colonel is working with the rest of the investigation team. The Doctor finishes his sort of preliminary investigation, and he looks up at the guard and he says, Well, it looks to be the same, Lieutenant. I would wager the cause of death of both of our victims is identical. But we should try and keep this quiet. I don't want to cause a panic aboard the train. We've still got quite the number of hours before we arrive at our first stop. Knowledge that there may be a serial killer aboard would only stimulate panic. Yeah, I quite agree. We should be keeping this quiet. And with that in mind, if you're all done, we should certainly get to moving our body to the same place as the other.
I will put my back into helping lift Hugo.
Oh gosh. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to create a pile. Token pile! And I will maneuver you all together. Jack. So, first carriage that you get to is the passenger carriage. The second carriage that you get to is the casino car, which is empty save for the two members of staff who were in here previously. You all arrive at the bar car next. I dropped you. There you are. You all arrive at the bar car next. To your arrival is met with gasps and suspicious glances as you see that there are a number of guests gathered in the bar area, and they all seem to have kind of huddled together to talk in whispered tones. As you arrive, there's kind of gasps of shock as they see that you're carrying the body, and they kind of part the way, and it goes very quiet in the carriage. The next car that you arrive at is the restaurant car, and that is empty. And then
As we're going through here, do I notice any smells in here?
Yes. But you're not sure. You're not sure whether that smell is coming from Hugo, the restaurant, or the cushion that the you now know to be Lieutenant, the train guard, is carrying. But the smell is definitely here, more so than in the other carriages. And lastly, you arrive in the kitchen where the kitchen staff are kind of in the midst of tidying and washing up, etc. And all kind of working together, you are able to maneuver into the cold room where you find Magna's body. Oh. Okay. And you dropping off the body, everybody kind of disbands a little bit. The doctor looks at you momentarily, and he says, I'm going to try and do some more comparisons between them and see and just see if there are any differences or similarities. I will let you know my findings, Lieutenant. All right, we'll give you the space you need. Thank you very much, Colonel. Much appreciated. If you wouldn't mind...
My apologies for interrupting. Would myself be able to come back and investigate some more, if need be, with Dr. Thomas, if at all possible, at a later date?
I mean,
I don't mean to impose. I will let you know beforehand if to come down here.
Well, in any kind of case like this, the bodies are actually under the care of the medical professional. So, I mean, Thomas, if you're happy, then yes.
I will look to Thomas for his approval.
He looks at you a little suspiciously. Like, it's odd for someone to want to come and look at the kind of the bodies again. Give me either an inspiration or a manipulation roll. I'm missing someone. I've clearly at some point have ditched.
Both the same, so I'm going to go with...
I found it.
I'm trying to be inspiring, so I'm going to...
Don't forget, we have that one banked help as well.
Ah, we do. There is one last banked help from last week.
Am I allowed to take it?
We might as well get rid of them. So
Alright, here we go.
before the hinders start being banked.
Exactly.
Yay!
Jack's on fire.
Third success.
This is it. Right, we need to remember what did we do. What we did was we all ripped Jack in the pre-show chat that Jack's dice rolls were rubbish, and now fate seems to have twisted that against us. Next week. Oh no. In the new year we'll have to do it again.
Next week. Next week for Alien.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't matter because you're all going to die.
That's just
The worst
standard
dice rolls
behaviour.
never...
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good your dice rolls are, you're all going to die. Back to the mystery at hand. The doctor frowns at you a little bit with a he actually looks a bit suspicious of you.
Fair.
But then he nods. And he says, I can't see why not.
Thank you. Appreciate it. If that is all, gentlemen, I shall retire this evening. I shall find my compatriots.
Okay. And speaking of compatriots, we will return to the passenger carriage where you are gathered.
I do find this very strange. You see
Dead people.
spirits and other creatures that not many other people see. I have not met anybody in my travels that can do this as well.
It was a twist of fate that myself and the Colonel, plus one other, I had received a letter, and it meant that all three of us were in the same location at the same time. When this happened, odd occurrences started to happen, and we found that actually there was a society. I said the name. Yay! There was a society of people just like us
Really?
that were helping. Vaesen is the name of them. The the creatures that others cannot see. They would help or hinder Vaesen, depending, or help or hinder the people around them. To try and keep the balance. We have a large hall under a mountain. It's brilliant. I think you'll probably fit right in. We've got a spare room, I think. It's fine. You'll have to be vetted by the frog, though. Bernard is, but Bernard is quite picky with who he likes and lets in.
I will have to put on my most charming smile. Do you think he might be able to help me then?
But Bernard,
Well, anyone in this society.
Bernard's just a frog. Gator, mate.
Does Dagmar have any idea what Max is going on about right now?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay,
You've met
there's a big
Bernard.
chunk,
As
there's a
I
big chunk of
fully
story
imagine,
that I'm not privy to. Right.
So
I fully imagine that Dagmar's arrival to Erdegarden was met like you were confronted by said frog.
in the palm of my hand, where I was going ribbit, 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 Dagmar,
Uh-huh.
ribbit, 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 ribbit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm
you
glad
would
that
be
wasn't part of one of my chapters.
I will look at Dagmar. I'm going to look at Dagmar and sort of like give that whole look of, is Max okay? Is this like normal? And just sort of like gaze.
Lily.
Oh,
Lily, to answer your question, Max is not okay. Unfortunately, Max is correct.
Aether, she is a Vaesen, a water Vaesen, a water spirit. She's also the guardian of the hall under the mountain and has lots of frogs. Lots of them. She will be able to help. Plus, we have a large library and a dog that's accompanied by a woman. She brings food.
I don't quite know what to say. It's all a little strange and confusing.
It's quite simple, really. We get to see things that other people can't, and we get to help where we can.
And you talk to frogs.
Well, I talk to frogs.
But yes, as I said, you talk to frogs.
Yes.
The longer you get to know Max, the more you'll come to realize that this is one of his normal traits.
Oh,
But he speaks truthfully and kindly.
And plainly.
even if it is confusing at the same time.
Max just gives you a smile.
No more bizarre and confusing than seeing a floating blue spirit speak to us over a dead body.
Yes. We need the Colonel. He knew the first victim.
And with that, we need the Colonel. Colonel, where are you going?
I'm
Probably
trying
to
find
bed.
These. I believe I would have walked past them.
Yeah,
the
I mean
body?
they're in the passenger. Yeah, you probably would you have
There
pulled
would
the
be a
blind?
viewing window,
yeah,
isn't there?
but would you have
No.
pulled the
Yeah.
blind down? No, then yes,
No.
you will know where they are. Okay, Colonel, I will maneuver you. You
Only
go
one
back the
question.
way you came through all the carriages,
That's my question. So I passed the priest and the other two. They disappeared. now.
Yes, no, they are still gathered in the bar having a good old gossip. I will maneuver you. There you are.
I will kind of close the doors behind me and turn, seeing them. I'm going to go to the bar first.
Mm-hmm.
I will order 4 drinks. Brandy for myself, wine for the lady, ale for Dagmar, and a mead for Max. And once they appear, I will just walk off. I won't stop.
Okay. There's like the hushed whispering stops as soon as you enter the carriage. The three, oops, wrong button. The three who are in the room kind of part to let you past, but you feel like as you walk past them, they kind of close behind you, and you can feel their eyes like boring into your back, and the whispering begins.
As I'm at this point here, I'll just go evening and continue moving forward.
Yes, and then the whispering begins. The remainder of the carriage is the same, so there's the 2 staff members in the casino, and you make your way to the passenger car. You knock on the door and teeter your way in with the tray of drinks.
Just the person I was hoping to see.
I'm glad. I will put the tray down. This is getting messy.
You'd know if your friend had any enemies.
Many.
Are any on the train?
Businessman. I could argue that my father was not in best of terms with him.
So that would imply you.
It does.
Do you ever have a problem with the Catholic Church?
GM?
Yes. What's the question?
Did my father have any problems with the Catholic Church? I don't believe he would have done.
Well, your father would have had very little to do with the Catholic Church because you're very English. So there really isn't. There would not have been that much sort of Catholicism, like, in business. It wouldn't have been until kind of breaking out into European trading that it would have become a little bit more common. But you trade in steel, and the church don't buy much steel.
Church doesn't buy much steel. It's have that much dealings with them.
But Magna, on the other hand, he's super religious.
I relay that back. Magna, on the other hand, it's super religious.
That's what I was curious about. I was curious whether Magna had any kind of disagreements with the Catholic authorities.
That would fit. I mean, if he's... if the priest on board was not happy with both someone who had a disagreement with him, and then also a magician who was doing miracles, essentially. He's an upstart priest. He may have taken it on himself to silence him.
So he might have a concealed bone.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I just need an opportunity to finger his pocket.
You realise this raises more questions, right?
There's a possibility that the reason why the Vaesen creature, Vaesen, I think it was a Vaesen, was asking for help is that it might be being controlled by somebody using something to control it on the train to do its bidding.
Like
It was definitely
bone.
a spirit.
I don't think it was a spirit.
It was. I've seen
I would.
spirits before. Not that spirit, but I've seen spirits before, and they look like that.
I have as well. Normally spirits, well, they don't usually leave smelly marks.
We don't know that that was the spirit.
I think it's a Vaesen. I need to get to the bodies.
Can I
I
get a
have-
vigilance check from the room, please?
Oh, this is whoever's got the lowest, isn't it?
No. This is whoever has the highest vigilance.
Oh, okay. I have 6 in total.
I have 7.
Ooh.
That's when
0.
you add the 2.
Yeah, you add your logic to it.
Cool.
Oh, you add your logic to it.
4.
I have 4.
Colonel,
Oh no!
best dice of the night.
Why no? Cursed it.
I'm trying to get my dice back. For goodness sake!
What is this witchcraft?
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I was not prepared for this chain of events.
I mean, me getting successes.
Just
I
gonna
mean,
say what you get in successes.
When you only prepare half the story because you know Jack's going to be rolling.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I need.
I feel targeted at the same time. It's so true.
Oh.
It's done with love.
Oh God. Where are There's always this moment where you're just like 26, page 26. You're like, why am I not ready? Aha! Da, 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 da. Bam! This is what I needed. I get stealth.
If anyone in chat wants to help Luke by
Yeah.
setting help redeem, that probably would do him a favour.
No, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. I've done it.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Sparkles.
you fiend! You've hindered me. Okay, right. Oh, savage.
Savage.
Honestly, I cannot. I can't. I can't believe. Right, let me roll again.
Yes! Thank you, Sparkles.
Good work,
Thank you,
Sparkles.
Sparkles.
Okay, Colonel.
Mm-hmm.
As you are sitting there, you see the woman who was talking to you see the woman that was talking to Magna, the woman that bought all the drinks. She walks past the kind of window of the carriage that you're all sitting in. So she is heading towards the sleeper car, and you notice her, and something about the way she is moving Like, she glances over her shoulder in such a way that it makes you feel like she is sneaking.
My gaze will kind of follow her. And I'll kind of put my fingers to my lips and just try and slide the door open and try and stealth after her.
All right. In that case, then, we're going to have to we're going to have to reverse the rolls. I'm going to need a stealth roll from you. And I will roll her vigilance.
That is assuming only Jack is going out the door.
Oh, yes, of course. Who's sneaking?
Does the Colonel beckon for anyone to join?
I'm not opposing to it. I kind of leave the door open if.
What is your stealth, Jack?
From a metagaming point of view, it's not bad.
I don't know. No, Dagmar's not going to follow.
I will submit my roll. I had to fail at some point. It had to happen.
Fair.
Oh, she don't see anyway.
No. Okay. Oh, this is so juicy. You sneak through the corridor, like you follow her through the corridor and follow through the gap, like the door in the, the door that joins the trains together. So that would be here. Mm-hmm. You kind of do that thing where you try and gauge how many seconds you think you need to give it so that it's not really obvious that you're following. And you slink through into the other carriage, the sleeper car. However, as you do so, you come into it and it's got a corner. You remember this from your room. It's got a corner and then another little corridor and all the doors are running along there. And you have been just a little bit slow and you hear a door close in the corridor.
I will round the corner slowly, still trying to be sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
This carpet's pristine, isn't it?
Yes, it
This
is.
is all brand new.
Yep, everything is immaculate.
Going into real detail, what kind of rug is it?
The carpety kind.
As in, can I see where it has been more trodden into a certain room?
Ooh, okay, yeah, okay, fair. Can you see, like, is it such a large pile that you can see the footprint presses in it?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I'm with you. Absolutely. I was like, I don't know the different kinds of carpet, if I'm going to be...
Kind of ruggy type of rug.
I'm going to add it to my list of things that as a GM I clearly now need to go and research. Carpet styles. Like, what are the different kinds of carpeting?
I suspect she wore stilettos because they'd give a different imprint.
Yes, absolutely. All right, give me an investigation check. We're doing lots of rolls. We tend not to do them, but you keep making them so different.
Investigation, there it is. Oh, god damn it.
Ooh.
Jack's back.
Okay, so it's really difficult to tell because there have been a couple of people. You would guess there are four rooms, and you can see in the carpet several pairs of shoes coming in your direction and several pairs of shoes going in the other direction towards rooms. And it's very difficult. Like, it's not like the carpet was pristine when this woman walked over it. You know, the carpet's had a couple of backwards and forwardses. Including your own. You've walked through this carriage.
This is a sleeper carriage now, so I don't know. Do I know whose rooms are assigned to who?
No, you don't, but all the rooms are numbered.
Is my room or any of our rooms here?
No, so your rooms are in the next carriage along. So this is rooms 1 to 4, and you're in rooms 5 to 8.
And I know that she didn't leave this carriage. I know that she's in here somewhere.
Well, you heard a door. You heard a room door. You didn't hear it. You didn't hear the telltale sounds of the train carriage doors, because when you open that door, the train is very loud, because it's like a sort of almost like a gangplank surrounded by it's sort of been surrounded by like tarpauling. So the moment you open the doors in between the trains, it's very noisy of the train, but you didn't hear that. You just heard a door, one of the room doors close. So she's in this carriage somewhere, in one of the rooms.
And these are solid doors. There's no glass.
There's
windows.
no there. So there is there is glass, but it is frosted, and then it's got it's frosted on one side, and it's got a pattern cut in it, obviously for privacy.
And if I was to stand behind one of them, my shadow would cast through it, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sneaky, but I'm not that sneaky. Oh, might as well. I'm going to go to the first door and kind of then stand and try and pretend I'm fiddling with my belt, trying to readjust my saber, and then just listen at the door as much as possible, kind of leaning against the side, kind of adjusting my belt, listening at the same time.
It is quiet in that room.
I'm going to mimic exactly the same thing at the next door.
Okay. The second door is also quiet.
I'm going to do the third one. Just keep doing the same one down to see if I can hear anything.
The third one, you definitely hear something. It sounds almost like it sounds like muffled voices behind the door. But you're a little too far away to really be able to hear anything clearly.
This is room number 3, isn't it? I mean, I can't hear anything at all. It's the train's too loud and they're too far away from the door.
You can hear muffled voices, but you can't make anything out because you're kind of just standing at the sort of by the door-ish.
While I'm at the door, I'm just going to say, blast it, and turn around and leave. I'm not going to try to...
As you go to try and leave, you hear a sort of dunk and a bit of a thud from room number 3, the one you were standing in front of.
Perfect excuse. I'm running back and knocking, going, is everything all right in there? I heard a noise.
It goes deadly silent in that room. Absolutely deadly silent.
Hello? Hello? And I'll try the door and see if it'll open.
It doesn't open. It is locked.
will look down. Is there anyone else around?
No, there is no one else around here at all. You hear footsteps approaching the door. And the sound of rattling as someone turns the key in the lock. And the door opens. Beyond, you see... Let me just move the token. I'll move the token into the door. There you go. The door opens like just a crack, which I think I can do door crack it. I've emptied the room so that you can't see into it, but let me see if I can do door crackage. Door crack. Door crack. Oh yes, look at that. All right, it is Dr. Varland, Thomas's wife. Her hair is no longer pinned up in all its sort of complex, like, previously it had been all pinned up in a really, like, nice updo. It is not. It is down, and it is tumbling about her. She has about her person clasped a dressing gown. It's a bit more like a robe. And, her hair is a little bit disheveled, as is her makeup. And she's got this robe clasped about her, and she has a little bit of a rosy complexion in her face. And she says, "Yes."
I will almost stand to attention. I'm apologize, Doctor. I heard a noise at first, and with the activities that's been going on this train, I felt it prudent to investigate. Is everything okay inside?
You are quite the gentleman. Yes, everything is fine.
Can I do an observation check to see if she's lying to me?
You sure can.
Check to see if she's got a concealed bone.
It's observation, isn't it? To look for
Yes,
concealed bones.
observation is for social. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
God, what am I doing? I guess I'm just gonna do...
Dignity check.
I'm gonna do an observation roll. It'll just be contested obs. I don't have any observation. It's 2. Oh, good. We're back to no rolls at all. You believe her. In the current state that she is in, you believe her that everything is fine.
My apologies for disturbing you, my lady. No, Doctor. And I'm a little bit flustered that she's come in just a nightie, and I will turn and go,
I like that you're like, just a nightie. Just a robe.
okay. Just a robe.
She's not even dressed under there.
Ow, chicka, wow, wow.
He's quite flustered. He will turn to good night, Doctor, and
Good
I will
night.
make my way back down.
You hear the door close behind. You hear the door close behind you, and you're almost certain as you kind of begin to make a run for it in your embarrassment as the door closes. You're almost certain that you hear the sounds of like laughter, like giggling from the room as you make a move.
Kind of pause for a moment. Think about what that might mean, and continue on.
Hmm.
Rosy cheeked.
Okay. In order to get to the sleeper cars, you do have to go through the observation car.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to move you into the observation car. Oh. You go through the train doors, and then you open the observation. Are you just gonna sort of march through to return to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. You go through the doors and into the observation room, and you are surprised to find the doctor sitting in the observation carriage, just kind of looking out of the window. He's got that look about him that you recognize, in so much as this is the look of someone who's decompressing. Just catching a moment to catch his breath and catch his thoughts and just process everything that's happened aboard the train.
I will look to the end of the carriage, kind of sigh to myself, and take a seat next to
Okay.
him.
We're going to return to the passenger carriage. Just to see what the Troublesomes are up to.
I don't know about you two, but I fear it may be bedtime.
It is getting quite late.
What time is it, GM?
Oh, it's definitely now, like, late into the evening.
And I do wonder where the Colonel has got to.
He did seem to disappear quite quickly. He does that every now and then.
Dagmar's going to sort of decant the remainder of their ale down their throat and agree with the yes. I'm going to go grab myself a nightcap and then maybe retire until tomorrow.
Till the morning then, lovelies.
Sleep well. And I'll get up and I will open the door.
Let's out! Let's out!
I'll get out.
There's new locks on the doors. They make them very difficult nowadays to get out.
So Dagmar's just going to go to the bar to get a drink to take to their room.
Okay.
And Max is going to go to bed. Well,
All right.
he's going to get as far as the Colonel, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, most likely. Okay, I'm gonna do quick maneuvering of people. Right. There you go. Maneuvered. Who would like to Dagmar, let's do Dagmar. Dagmar, you walk through I probably should have shown you the casino car. It's just the 2 members of staff in there.
Okay.
There's actually a bar in the casino car. Would you have stopped there instead of go all the way
No.
to the club car? Cool.
Dagmar just wants to see who's out and about.
Yeah, there is just
Who-
the one. There's just the one guest in the club car.
Remind me, who was this?
This is the young-ish man who was originally talking to the other woman. the other fancy dressed woman who ended up talking to Magna.
Yes.
That. Yeah. I can't remember if I gave you all the names of all the people.
Isn't that...
Jeez.
Wait.
Her name is
Did we
Annette.
see-
Let's.
Annette. So Annette was the one talking to Magna. Did we see... Who did the Colonel see walk past our cabin when we were sat
Annette.
talking?
Annette.
That was Annette we saw go past.
Mhm.
But the Doctor was who we bumped into. Okay.
Yes.
So Dagmar's just gonna order a large brandy.
Ooh. The barman pours out this large brandy. He's looking quite tired at this point. And he pours out the large brandy, and then he says to you, we are going to be closing the bar shortly. If you would like, if you are going to want more drinks through the evening, it probably would be best to order them now.
In which case, can I have a second? Can you pour me two, please?
Of course. And he provides you with 2 large brandies.
Okay, Dagmar's going to pick up one of them and look at the barman, look down at the second glass and go, that one's for you, and walk away.
He says, thank you. After today, I think I might need it.
Just as Dagmar's sort of wandering back, and Dagmar's going to start heading with the intention of going to their sleeping quarters. Dagmar's just going to stop next to this chap here and just sort of pleasant small talk of, just you still awake? Where is your glamorous friend? I don't think I caught her name.
And that is probably going to be a perfect spot for us to have a little bit of a break, which is a little later than than normal because I, like all good GMs, wasn't paying attention to the time. So we are going to go for a short break. 15 minutes. Everybody.
Yeah,
How do
5
we-
past is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right. We
definitely.
will return in 15 minutes. That will be what, 10 UK time? I don't
Yes.
know anywhere else in the world. 15 minutes starting from now, when we will return to find out a little bit more about what's happening on the Trans-Nordic Express. We will see you after the break. Hello, welcome back. We've done all the break things, you know. We've rolled some hit dice, we've had some health potions, we've eaten some consumables. We're all alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic, and ready to dive straight back in to the shenanigans and chicanery that is happening aboard the Trans-Nordic Express. So, let's just dive right back in there. We are in the bar car, or the club car, with Dagmar, who has ordered themselves a rather large brandy and is now engaging in some small talk with the youngish gentleman who was originally sitting and talking to Annette. Dagmar, you had asked this gentleman basically where Annette was. Is that right? Because I've promptly forgotten because it happened more than 10 seconds ago.
It was a very subtle, you appear to be the only one awake kind of line of questioning. Where's your friend? And in a kind of, are you okay kind of vibe.
Okay, yep, lovely. He turns and he smiles at you and he says, "Yep. Looks like you're nearly right. I'm not the only one up this late. Where's the rest of your party?"
Oh, they've all decided the hour was late and it was time to call today an end and get some sleep. I just came to grab a nightcap before I called it a day myself.
A very good idea. I'm not really tired yet, so I thought I'd sit and drink a little and watch the night go by.
Can I join you?
Please, be my guest. And he motions to the other side of the table.
First question. GM.
Yep.
Is this guy completely licky two titties?
Is this guy completely licking two titties?
Is he off his chops?
I'm so glad that I know what that means. No, he's not. He strikes you as the sort of person who, he's a little drunk, and he's trying to put on his best manners whilst being a little drunk, which has meant he's slowed down his talking so that, you know, he's doing that I'm perfectly sober. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And does he currently have a drink in front of him?
He does indeed. He is. He has almost a Stein-sized mug of ale, which he has quaffed a considerable amount of already.
Okay, so I guess Dagmar's just going to introduce themselves. Hello there, my name is Dagmar Eriksson. It's I don't think we were acquainted earlier.
No, I don't think we were. Doesn't strike me as the sort of venue that does introductions. I'm Ola Lorenzen.
And what's your association with the people on the train? Did you know Magna? Were you invited personally, or did you come with your friend? Sorry, I didn't catch her name. Was Anita? Was that correct?
I think it was Annette. I was invited. I received an invitation through the post. It was rather exciting. I have never been on a fancy train like this before.
What do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I arrange trade shipments. I work in Magna's company. Apparently I won a raffle of some kind, and this is the prize.
That must be very exciting. What a great way of rewarding the employees. Did you know anyone else on the train? Or was it, did you come here alone?
I came here on my own. The invitation invited guests, but I didn't think I have 7 children. It would be complicating to wrangle them all on the train.
7 children does sound like a handful.
Yes, so I did invite my wife, but she decided to stay at home with the children. I'm just trying to make a good impression. Maybe I could get a promotion. Don't know if that will happen now that the big boss is dead.
I don't know. I've heard that there was suddenly quite a surprise opening at the top of the pyramid.
I hope the company doesn't collapse. I really need the job.
I'm sure it won't. That Annette lady. You were talking to her earlier. What was she like? She struck me as peculiar.
I think it was less of us talking and more her talking and me listening.
Oh. She likes to talk, does she?
So much talking. I didn't really know what she was talking about, and I didn't really know what to say, so I just smiled and nodded, and had a bit to drink.
Surely her conversation couldn't have been at a level outside of an intelligent man such as yourself scope of comprehension.
I think it was almost entirely gossip.
Really? Such as what?
She said something about the magician and money, but I don't really remember. And she did say... I did manage to ask one question, and that was about the bishop. I thought he looked like he stuck out a bit. But according to that Annette woman, him and Magna go way back. She talked a lot about a load of people I didn't know. She had a rather negative opinion about the dress the other woman was wearing.
Ah. One of those kind of people, then. The envious or negative to other people they perceive as a potential threat.
Hence why I just kept smiling and drinking. This isn't what I thought it was gonna be.
I don't think this is what any of us thought it was going to be. I was really excited when I saw the magician, the magnificent Hugo. Did I just get that right? Yes. When I said I've been a fan of his for a long time, so I don't think this has turned out anything like I expected. Was she not excited to see him too?
No. I think she called him a jumpstart charlatan. Or was it money grabbing? She didn't like him.
Did she mention your the boss of your company, Magna? She seemed quite friendly with him. Did she talk about him at all?
No, she didn't. Or at least I may have stopped listening at that point.
I understand the feeling. So Dagmar's just going to knock the rest of the brandy back and start making out to leave, but in the process of excusing themselves is going to put a hand forward, like a gesture, like a handshake gesture, but knock the stein over in the direction of this chap so it goes all over his lap.
He does the thing where he doesn't, like, for about a second, just doesn't register at all, and then he kind of, like, realizes that it's all knocked over. He tries to get up, and he's quite tipsy. Like, you see he kind of sways a little bit, and he's got quite a lot of beer, like, in his lap now at this point. And he looks down, and he's like, oh, bother.
Dagmar's going to do like a feigned kind of flappy panic, and it's like, oh, I am so sorry. Come around the table and immediately grabbing like towel off the bar or something to try and help. But during this process of trying to help and apologize, I would like to go through his
pockets. Nice work. Nice work. Okay, absolutely. In that case, can I get an agility roll, please?
So that's currently... So I just click agility. Do I want to add anything to it?
No, you just click agility.
Okay. I don't add anything given the fact that he's absolutely kishnickered.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You probably... Yeah, take a +1 modifier because he is hammered. Okay, so while you try and, like, do the very awkward thing of trying to napkin a strange gentleman's now soggy lap.
And a napkin is lap pins.
You kind of like check you check over his pockets. He has got a wallet in his pockets, and in the other, he has got there's keys, or and a chain of some description.
He's on a chain or a chain.
Like, when you put your hands in the pocket, there's like keys and a chain like in the pocket.
As in, they're not.
No,
together.
they're not. It's not like a chain onto his like trousers. It's like a chain and keys in a kind of all bundled up together in his pocket.
I mean, I'm going to take the lot.
All right. You nab out his wallet and the keys. The keys are... There's a few different sizes and shape of key, and they're all kind of being kept together on the chain. And there is something on the chain that looks a little bit like a locket, but it's quite big. Like, it's... it's... Oh, I'm trying to think of something in real life that is a good size for it. It's like sort of pocket watch size, but it's much flatter than a pocket watch. So, you know, it's not a pocket watch. It's that sort of size. And it's metal. So that's what it looks like. Like a kind of keys and a sort of quite flattened pocket. It's like a pocket watch size, but it looks like a locket. And that's all he has in his pockets.
It's fine. So having now started to finish fussing,
It's
I guess.
okay, it was an accident.
can I get you a replacement, or would you prefer the opportunity to maybe change those pants?
No, it's okay. I probably should. It's quite late.
That's fair. Allow me to step aside and you do what you need to do. I apologize once again. I hope you sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you in the morrow. We probably should now head down to the observation car to find out what on earth's going on down here. Colonel, you have sat yourself down with the doctor. And as you have sat yourself down, you see Max and Lily entering the carriage.
As I sit down with him, let's take a deep breath for a moment. I reach into the inside of my jacket pocket and pull out 2 cigars and offer one to the doctor.
He does take one. Thank you. That's very kind.
It's been a trying day.
Yes, it has indeed. This is not what I expected when I boarded the train. I was hoping for a rest. But no rest for the wicked. That's what they say.
Truthfully, my father and Magnus were on bad terms last time they spoke. I was hoping to rekindle the trade deal, so when the invite came through the post, I saw business.
So you came
As
for
much as-
work, and I came for pleasure. And it seems neither of us will be getting what we had hoped for.
It's strange. Magnus said to me that I should let my hair down, relax. Not to see this as business, though I struggle to see how he'd think I would see it as anything else. So much I wanted to ask him.
Well, I'm very sorry for your loss. And then he turns as he hears the door open and sort of Max and Lily spill into the observation car. Are you chatting or are you kind of walking quietly?
Yes, it's an entire pool of frogs. Very interesting.
But the fact that you talk to them,
Indeed, we had a hide and seek game. It was brilliant.
how do you tell the difference between them?
You count the spots.
They sit still long enough for you to do that.
Ah, yes, they don't move very fast, otherwise that they wouldn't be able to catch their prey.
Ah, yes. This is all very, very strange.
It'll make sense when you meet Bernard.
I hope it does. I'm still getting over the fact that you are able to see as well.
Indeed. Hopefully, we'll be able to speak more about it in the. Oh, hi, Colonel.
Oh, Thomas, hello, how are you? Colonel.
Ah, Lily, good to see you. I hope you are feeling better.
I have recovered from the shock, yes. And Max here has been keeping me company and making sure that I was okay.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. Take it slow and take it easy. It's quite a shock.
Absolutely. I'm going to plonk myself elegantly.
Plonk elegantly.
Yeah, plonk elegantly. Upon this cushion.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to need a demo of that at some point in the future. I'm going to need a demonstration of an elegant plonk.
Well, we'll see. I'll work on that one. And say to Thomas, and how are you? I know you are used to these things, but I know you came away to spend some quality time with your darling wife, and you are ending up working.
Yes, quite. It is unfortunate. I had been very much looking forward to having some time to rest, but, well, duty calls.
Have you been able to find anything out? What may have caused this, and why they have those ghastly expressions upon their face?
No, I'm afraid not. A train doesn't have quite the same equipment as a hospital.
No, that is true. Where is your darling wife? It's very rare that you are not together when you're in these social events.
Well, I do believe that she has gone to bed.
Seems a sensible option, and I think I will do much the same.
Yes, a very sensible idea. It has been quite a trying day for all of us.
And I will stand back up, and I am going to start making my way to the door.
Okie dokie.
Evening, Colonel. I see you for coffee.
I'll wake you bright and early for it, Max.
In a new cape. I have another one to show you tomorrow.
Fantastic. I cannot wait.
I knew you'd like it. Good night.
Good
And
night.
Max will depart the carriage.
All right. I don't know if that's going to work very well. Let me plonk you. Are you both going to bed, yeah?
Oui.
Lovely. I will
No.
plonk you in bedrooms.
I was going to say, unless something else is going to jump out.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right. Colonel and the Doctor, then. You are left alone in the carriage.
There's silence from the colonel for a little while. Just kind of observing the night sky. Looking back, enjoying the cigar. And after a moment of sitting there in silence, it never gets easier, does it? Seeing a body.
No, you are quite right there. It never does get easier. And I think that's right.
You spent most of your time trying to save them.
You could say that. But I still have lost many. The same way that I wager your actions have saved many as well.
We both know that the embossing medals on this chest both show signs of valiant victory and grand tales to tell in branding cigar rooms. At the same time, they tell of the horror stories of mistakes made by generals who knew very little, of officers too young to realize what they were doing. My actions may be just, but the orders that were given may not have been. At least in your line of work, you're always trying to save. And I'm kind of watching him quite eagerly as I say that. To see if there's any kind of reaction to it.
He gives you the impression that this is a man weighed down. But by what, you're not sure. But whatever it is, whether it is the challenge of the job, whether it is the slow wearing away by being surrounded by illness and death, or whether it's guilt, you're not sure. But this man carries a great weight.
I will stand and turn to face him. Albeit my father has a country estate in Oxford. If you find yourself in England at any time, please seek your rest there. I guarantee you'll be less active in here, though the grouse shoots do get quite lively at certain times of the year.
That is a very kind offer indeed. I would be delighted to take you up on it one time.
Be that you do. Good night, Dr. Thomas. I shall see you in the morning.
Yes, good night, Colonel.
I shall make my exit.
Hold fast, I shall plonk thee in a bedroom. Thou hath been plonked.
I would
Gracefully.
do, as I'm going past room number 3, just kind of slow in case I can hear anything.
It is quiet in room number 3.
Okay.
That leaves us the lone awake one. We return to the club, or the bar car, as a rather drunk gentleman continues to pat his now soggy lap.
I'm obviously he's got his back to the bar. I'm just going to stand at this end of the bar here and just call over the barman.
He comes over and he says, "We have closed the bar now, I'm afraid."
Yeah, that's no problem at all. The gentleman behind me has had rather a lot to drink and has had a slight accident. Could I please get a towel and perhaps a glass of water before he calls it a night?
Yes, of course. And he produces like a bar towel, like a tea towel, and a glass of water.
I was going to assume he'd like walk off back to the other end of the bar and do it. But
Yeah.
during that time, Dagmar's going to kind of like rifle through the things that they've found.
Okay, so there is a wallet. The wallet is it has got some money in it, but not a lot. There's nowhere near as much money in this wallet as you imagine there are in all the other guests. And it's only got money in it, and a couple of business cards, and the business cards are all kind of related to shipping. The keys, there is a selection of keys of all kinds of different shapes and sizes, and they're all kind of being kept together on this like length of chain. And then there is this strange pocket watch locket thing that actually opens really easily on well-greased hinges. It gives you the impression that the latch that keeps it shut has been worn away quite a lot. So it gives you the idea that this is opened and closed a hell of a lot. And on the inside, there is a picture of a rather plain looking woman surrounded by what looks like 100 ugly children. And it's clearly it is a photograph, but it's not a very good one. Like this probably is the only photograph they own, and they probably saved up a small. For them, it probably would have been a small fortune for this one photograph of this rather plain-looking woman and 100 ugly children.
The business cards, they're all just. It's just a few copies of the same business.
So there are a couple of business cards that are the same. They're all the same. They're his business card, and then there are a couple of others that aren't his, that are, the head of logistics or international shipping, but for like other companies.
Okay, nothing of note.
Yeah.
Okay. While before the bombs come back, then everyone's just going to take one of his business cards and obviously the money.
Of course, absolutely. All right. And then the barman sort of walks over with the bar towel and the glass of water.
Okay. Dagmar's going to take these over to the gent at the table and proceed to again with the towel try and help him. But during that process of trying to help him again, place the glass of water on the table and saying, "Look, maybe it's time to call it a night. Here's some water for you." And during this conversation, she's just very gently laying these items on the floor by his feet.
Okay. Yeah, it probably is about time for bed. Thank you for the water. It was very kind.
Think the thing of it. I hope your head does not hurt so bad tomorrow that your day is ruined. And then Dagmar's gonna leave.
As you leave, you hear the barman. You hear like the snap of the bar, the leaf on the bar, and you hear the barman come over, and he says, "Hello, sir. Do you need a hand to your room?" And you just hear Ola like, I might do, yes. When you leave the club car, you see there are a couple of members of staff knocking around. So there is a member of staff in the casino basically cleaning the bar, closing the bar down, tidying it all up. As you get to the passenger car, you find that there is a maid who is sort of dusting and wiping over the tables at all the doors and cleaning the car. The observation car is empty, and then you reach the sleeper cars, and you are able to return to your room.
Quick question for you.
Yes.
Do I still have the book I stole in chapter 2 regarding vanquishing of vengeful spirits?
I'm going to say yes, you do, because I can't imagine that you'd let it leave your side.
Dagmar's just going to have a quick flick through. While it was quite incoherent, Dagmar's still going to have a flick through to see if any of today's proceedings resonate with what's written in the book.
Oh, give me a learning check. You can do so with I was going to say advantage. That's D&D terminology. You can have a +1 modifier because you are very familiar with the contents of this book.
Hey.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. There is one part of this book that does stick out. And you find yourself reading it over and over and over again. There is a little section heading, and it says Twilight. And the paragraph beneath goes on to discuss in some detail strange occurrences with light surrounding hauntings and spiritual occurrences. And the reason that it catches your eye the first time is because there is a little section in it where it gives like examples, and one of them is a strange purple twilight. And that's what catches your eye, and you read this section. And the section talks about these sort of light occurrences surrounding hauntings, the like spirits, and that little section of the book kind of concludes with the statement that spirits tend to create these occurrences as part of their expression into the mortal world, and that one can never happen without the other. So if ever that light appears, then the spirit so too shall the spirit appear. And it confirms your suspicion, Dagmar, that this is a ghost or spirit of some kind. But what type, you're not sure. And there's several sections in the book, and you read through them, like vengeful spirit, haunting spirit, lost spirit. But either the book doesn't cover this kind of spirit, or you haven't seen enough of it to be able to, you haven't got enough of the clues surrounding the spirit to piece them together from the book. And that's what you'll need. Like, you need to work out what kind of spirit it is, because each spirit in the book that you have has like a different way of getting rid of it, of banishing it.
Oh.
Okay.
Dagmar's gonna get some kick.
Yeah, sorry, before the Colonel goes to sleep, he's going to read the letters.
Oh, okay. The first letter that you read is the invitation. The invitation to the train is identical to yours.
Oh.
Just with the magnificent Hugo Björnsson written on. There are two other letters. The first letter, the second letter, is from Lily. It is exceptional quality paper, embossed at the top with a coat of arms, and the very elegant, if not somewhat spidery handwriting. There is a rather personal letter of Lily accepting an invitation to join Hugo on the maiden voyage of the Trans-Nordic Express. And the Colonel probably would only skim through this letter, realizing in the first couple of sentences that it's quite personal. You skim through it and realize that this is Lily writing to say, yes, of course I will. Yes, of course, big, clever, strong, brave man. I will come aboard the train with you and I will be your princess and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know. If you were to read the entire letter, I imagine it would be a little...
I'd wake up the next morning.
It would be sickly. It would be sickly romance. The third letter, on the other hand, is the one that garners your interest. The handwriting on the envelope and in the letter are familiar, but you cannot put your finger on why it feels so familiar. This letter is not addressed to the magnificent Hugo Björnsson. It is just addressed to Mr. Björnsson. And at first, it reads like a business letter. Sort of contracty, but not quite. And it talks about a number of payments that will be made to Mr. Björnsson, as previously agreed upon. But then the letter takes a strange turn. And instead of being a letter of confirming payment or of notifying bank transfer or whatever this letter seemingly is, it suddenly takes on a menacing tone as it continues with a polite explanation that Mr. Björnsson might think that he has all the cards. And he might think that he can carry on this blackmail for as long as he likes. But he is very much mistaken. And he should consider these two payments the final ones. And should Mr. Björnsson press the matter, he will regret it. And it is signed off, your unwilling financier. And inside, along with the letter, are two bank receipts, both of which are for significant sums of money being paid to Mr. Björnsson.
Does it say who the money? Because I'm guessing these are like banking checks. Apologies.
Yeah, so they're banking receipts. And it is from just a bank account into...
So it doesn't say the name of the bank. Name of the bank account.
No, it doesn't. It just is a bank and a bank account. Just the bank and bank account details.
Does it say what bank?
It does. Hold, please.
Done it again. Ask you questions you didn't expect.
Okay. It is from a bank account from the Agnata Bank. Which you would recognize. They are one of the leading business banks in Norway. Like, all the Scandinavian trade, like all the Norwegian trade money goes into Agnata Bank for your father's company.
It's safe to assume that Magnus would have used this bank. We'll close the letter, and the banking checks, and I will hide the letters in the room with me.
Okay.
And then I'll ponder on them.
Lily,
Yes.
you find yourself in your room.
Yes.
With all of Hugo Bjornson's stuff.
Yeah.
For you had a shared room.
Then I will.
I'll see.
What? He invited me on the train.
All expenses paid.
Mm-hmm. People
That
all
would
over the
use-
world, join hands. The love train, the love
The
train.
love train.
Well, it'd be rude not to. I'd like to actually have a look, see what money he possesses actually upon the train. If there's anything else that would be of use, if there was any threat letters or anything like that that he may have been carrying that I wasn't aware of. And because he's been attacked tonight, I'm just going to make sure my door is definitely locked
With the
tonight.
chair in front of it and everything.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that will the chair work, or is it a sliding door on the train? Because that might sort of defeat
Oh
the
yeah,
object of the
they'd
chair.
all be sliding doors, wouldn't they? Because
It's a nice thought, but I can't wedge it, so I'm just going to make sure the chain's definitely on and definitely locked. But in the meantime, I would like to see if anything, and probably having watched some of his tricks, I'm going to see if there are any like secret compartments within his suitcase. You know, see if the lining unzips very slightly in case there's something that he may have slipped in
God.
there.
It's just too good. Okay, give me an investigation check.
Dum dum dum.
Dum dum dum.
Oh, did that click? No. Oh! I have light fingers.
I mean, you have all night to just go through items one at a time, undisturbed.
Absolutely. Like,
Hot
I'm gonna
damn!
feel all the collars, all his cuffs, make sure I've put aside all the cufflinks because they might be useful.
That is the role equivalent of a mic drop.
So,
This is the big reveal that Lily's actually got X-ray vision.
Or Hugo's got absolutely nothing and it's been a complete waste.
so Lily retires to her room, closes the door, locks it, checks that it is locked, glides across the room, gazing into the mirror with a solemn expression. Sadness creeps into her face as the loss of her dear friend kind of weighs down on her. And then in the reflection of the mirror, she sees Hugo's travelling cases. And that look of sorrow and that look of sadness, the heaviness of losing someone so close, evaporates and is replaced with a gentle rising of the eyebrow and a smile. With pure intrigue, Lily turns around and glides across the room. She puts her thumbs on the locks of the case and thinking to herself, wondering to herself whether Hugo had the sense to re-scramble the lock, she presses her thumbs with a triumphant click as both sides ping open. That little inquisitive smile turns into a beam. And with an ever so slightly predatory look, Lily flicks the lid of the case open. And that is where we are going to end.
Fucking knew it.
For the
Fucking
Fucking
knew
knew
it.
that was coming.
Fucking knew it. It was the build-up.
It was that eloquence in build-up of opening a case. It's just like, I know what's an absolute shit.
well, it's got to. It's 11 o'clock. Well,
And now
5
chat has
minutes.
now chat has to wait until next year.
I know. Gosh. Well, I had to give a real cliffhanger so that people remember us in 2023.
If it turns out there's nothing in there,
I know.
a couple of receipts and a banana sandwich, this
And a
sucks.
bone. There's going to be a bone
There's
in
be
there.
a bone.
No, the sausage.
It
We
is-
found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Found!
With 3 successes, that is going to be clues abound. Like, literally, clues are going to tumble out of that like socks.
Oh,
Amazing.
fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah,
Amazing
Thank
session.
you very, very much.
Loved it immensely. Huge thank you to our cast. We're going to do our normal cast shenanigans. So, I mean, you know the drill by now. Let's start with Charlie. Charlie, who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Yeah, I'm Charlie. I played Lily Holstein Romanoff. You won't find me anywhere. I'm still no further forward in being like my character and a social butterfly on any media formats. I have thoroughly enjoyed tonight, and am looking forward to seeing what I find in Hugo's trunks.
Ooh.
Trunks. Had to do it.
Wow.
What sausage will I find?
Wow. Wow.
The whole setup to the hide the sausage
post-
trick.
Post 11 Charlie is naughty Charlie.
Really?
No, that's all
You've
the
only had
time,
a can
Charlie.
of Coke. Divining, who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Hello, everyone. So, my name is Dan. I'm also known as Divin Inc. Tonight, I've been playing Dagmar Eriksson, the Vagabond. I can be found on Twitch at div_and_inc, playing a variety of different games. And I can also be found on other social media platforms, such as Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And I will take the chance to say thank you to our amazing GM for creating this very sinister story, and really helping everyone immerse into the atmosphere. And I will do a mutual thanks to one of our moderators, Mutinous Mikey.
Thanks.
And I'll fire a shout out in there so that everyone should go drop this lovely bean a follow.
Yeah, and that leads us to Mutinous Mikey. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm also a mutinous_Mikey. You can find me on Twitch. I've been playing Maximilian Fjellberg, the paranormal investigator. Yeah, you can find me on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I think that's it.
MySpace.
Soon to MySpace, Weibo,
Twitter?
Bebo.
You're on Twitter?
Bebo, BBC.
BBC.
Pigeon Messenger Monthly.
Smoke signals are us. Yeah.
Goodness sake.
You can find me anywhere. Like lift up a rock and you'll find me. It's fine.
But not snail mail. You're not a peasant.
No.
It's
Also, I
like
can't
when
afford the
you're through-
stamps. I usually play a variety of games. Guild Wars 2, Sea of Thieves, that kind of stuff.
Honestly.
Yeah. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, everybody. It's been brilliant.
Honestly, the shenanigans.
A nice way to finish the year with Vaesen.
Yeah. Colonel, last but by no means least, who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
So I'm Jack. I've been playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton. You can find me on Instagram mostly as jmbarber_the Colonel. I don't post much on there, though I do intend in the new year to really crack on with some more art, painting or miniatures. That's been my little pet project to do. Other than that, just a massive thank you to everyone, Luke, everyone else getting involved with the cast, and of course chat for helping and hindering us. It's been a great time and a great way to end Vaesen for the year. So thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. I'll do my little speech. I'm Loki. I was the game master. You can find me here at the Society Livestream on Twitch, and all of our social media links are on our page. They're right below us. If you're catching up on YouTube, they're in the normal YouTube place, which is like over here somewhere, I think, or maybe over here. I don't remember. It's like in a corner somewhere. You can see all the little logos. Just click on them. Follow us on our social medias. When I am not here, you can find me over on Grumpy Battersby's channel, where I play Flink, a muty hacker in their incredible Judge Dredd and the World of 2000 AD mega campaign that's going on over there. So if you want to catch me as a player instead of as a GM, head on over there for honestly the most ridiculous shenanigans that goes on there as we play perps and criminals. I my criminal team is made up of me and a couple of monkeys. So, just saying. And that's us. That's absolutely everyone and everything. I'm going to say one last huge thank you to the cast. They are over here. We are going to let them run away, and we're going to head over to our credit rolls so we can do.
See you next week.
Credit.
If we don't speak, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas,
Hanukkah.
everyone.
Festive seasons.
Enjoy.
And to the credits. So as you may have heard, today was the last of the Vaesen RPG games for the year. We are going to do a special one-shot next week. We are playing another Alien RPG one-shot next week that we are lovingly calling The Nightmare Before Christmas. It is going to be a rather horrific Christmas stint through death and horror aboard in space with aliens. It's just going to be great. We're again going to be doing more silly fun of trying to do voting and a poll on who's going to be the longest survivor and maybe the first to die, etc. Really, we're just going to have a ridiculous amount of fun while we bring you alien horror in Christmas and space. We have got we're very excited to announce that we are going to have a rather glamorous guest joining us, so do head over next week for that fun and that shenanigans and to find out who our glamorous guest is going to be. All of the contributors to the channel have been here in the scrolling credit roll. They were in the chat as well, and they'll be below in the details if you're catching up on our YouTube. We really hope to see you next week for our Alien RPG one-shot, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and then we will be taking our Christmas break. We will be... So next week will be the last week of the year before Christmas, and we will then be having our break. So the 18th is the last of our streams for 2022, and we will pick up again on the 8th of January 2023. So do swing by next week to see that shenanigans and to see the last stream from the Society for the year. That is all the things. A huge thank you to everybody that came along this evening and watched the stream. Everything that we do in this stream, we do for you guys, really, and you're the reason that we do this, the reason that we stream, and we hope that you have as much fun watching as we do playing the game and joining in. So a huge thank you to everybody that came along this evening. And to all of our audience members. No, I don't turn you down. We're gonna raid out now. We're gonna raid out now. So hopefully the fabulous voices that I can hear, that none of you can hear, that I can hear, that talk incessantly while I try and do this goodbye message. Hopefully one of them has got our raid ready to rumble. Ooh, what are RPG Clinic playing? Okay. Oh, well, it's got to be that then, hasn't it? So Guild Superior are doing their Blade Runner finale. We've got, we are heading over there. We are heading over to our lovely friends over at Guild Superior, who are playing. I'm going to hit the enter and hope. Did I get that right? Yeah! And we're going to head on over to Guild Superior, who are our lovely friends over there, are playing the Blade Runner RPG, which is another one of the Free League games. So they're Free League friends. We are going to head over there. Now, for their Blade Runner RPG, and they are doing their grand finale. So let's head on over. A huge thank you, and hopefully see you next week for our Alien RPG. But for now, let's head on over to Guild Superior. Thanks again,